What are some tips IT project managers should know about before, during, and after an interview? Our special guest will be helping us answer that question.
Going back a few steps, and especially here in Florida, a lot of roles when they're more in the background, like a project manager, or IT project manager who's not in front of people, that's working in the background. Mm-hmm. I've noticed in an interview, people come in very laid back with their clothing, Hawaiian shirt. For you, what is your take on that? How would you want someone to present themselves?
Until you get that job, until you get that offer, keep that Hawaiian shirt in check, right? Be very professional.
So no chest hair out.
No chest hair at all. No, nothing showing, stuff like that. Keep it professional and whatnot. I can tell you that I have a very laid back. My staff is completely remote, right? And I deal with project managers that are also remote. And even when I see them on site, they may have the Hawaiian shirt, but they're not customer facing, right? But I want to see that you take the time to, clean up and present well. And so that's going to be very, very important. And then when you do probably have to come on site on campus to have those meetings, leave the Hawaiian shirt around. If you're going to meet with some stakeholders, dress for the part, even though lately wearing a jacket and shirt, no tie, or it's good, especially in this weather.
Yes, having a nice blazer. It's also great to just keep maybe a nice blazer in the trunk. You might have your jeans, and sometimes if you get called for an interview, you can say, I just want to let you know I was in the middle of doing this job and I can be available, but I just want to let you know, the clothes that I'm in, at least you're setting the right expectation and people can respect that. Right.
I stopped by the store and pick up a little bottle of Febreze, just in case it's been in the trunk way too long. You don't want to bring that trunk instead. Next thing you interview is cut real short.
What is that? The rolling tape? Make sure there's no land or a cat.
The rolling, all that stuff. Get all the cat hair off and stuff from the trunk.
Yes, these are tips that people need to know, and always be prepared, right?
They're both things. They matter. Next thing you see, everyone is face to face. Everyone is like sitting back away from you and wonder why.
Yes. So what about being to an interview on time? Tell me, can you think back to a time where, someone has showed up, they did great, but did they leave like a first impression on you because they were late or there was an issue?
Listen, having to deal with, especially with I-4 where we are, right? So you never know what the traffic is going to be like. So if you can be to an interview, honestly, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes early, have your coffee or tea in the car, that will definitely help. A lot of people, you get that excuse, that reason. There was an accident on I-4. Everyone deals with that. So how do you get ahead of it? Just in case, you leave at least an hour plus before. Yes. Definitely, I've seen people running there and you're not relaxed. You're going to get offered a bottle of water just to calm you down a little bit. But, get there at least 20, 30 minutes before. There's no harm in that.
Yeah. And you don't want to have that rushed feeling. You're already, a candidate might already be nervous. And then some of us get a little hot, a little sweaty if they feel rushed or nervous. And you want to have time to get to the parking lot, read through, maybe just to freshen yourself up on how you would answer a few questions. And I also want to add, make sure that you map out your destination for your interview the night before at least, figure out how much time it's going to take to get there. And remember, when you use Google Maps or whatever, it's telling you how much time it'll take to get there at that time. Not when there's traffic, not when there's rush hour. So just be cognizant of that.
That's right.
So you have a strategy to fight with the traffic or whatever else might come up.
So one of the other things I wanted to bring up, if that's okay, Elizabeth, is you're going through what you've done as a project manager, but be willing to ask that question. So what is the project or some of the projects that you're dealing with right now that you have certain challenges with, right? So they may offer, hey, I have this project going on, we don't have the right this or that. And then you could offer, I see that it sounds like it might be this, it sounds like it might be that. Show your knowledge of being able to hear something and offer feedback and talk about the opportunities of when you get there, you want to spend some time learning to meeting the stakeholders, meeting the team, other people from different departments. A lot of times there are project managers that I've come across in life whereby the people skills is all they know is how to put documents out. And then the people skills, it really, really suffers, and then you don't really get what you want in the time.
That's a great point. Definitely a great point. I would even take it a step further. Like you said, when you research the company, research what projects are outstanding or out there. So when you get to the interview, you can just bring it up also. Hey, I see that this is going on and this is some feedback. So you look very knowledgeable,
right.
Like you're already trying to contribute to the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Being well informed, it helps that flow of that conversation, right? It's not just somebody reading through. I try my best to never have that interviewer stick to a script. I want them to look at me. I want them to talk to me as much as possible. Or her. Thank you very much for that. Or her. And ask for the job. It's a partnership, right? Ask for the job at the end. Say, okay, well. Is there any questions that you think I may have missed at this time? And if not, I would, I really like what the culture sounds like. I like what the department sounds like. So ask some questions about that, right? And I really like your support in moving forward. So what are the next steps to get me in here?
That sounds like you're sealing the deal. You're assuming it, right? Like, you've done your best, put your best foot forward, and that is awesome. Because you are trying to market yourself. You are marketing yourself. Actually, LinkedIn is marketing you. Your presence is marketing you no matter what. And even when you go on LinkedIn about you go and you research those other people in the department. See what you're like. Some of my interviews, right? So I've gone as far back as their college days. Were they in military? What are their volunteer situation looks like, so I could connect when I have that conversation. Yeah. Yep. And you want to talk about more than just what's going on right then and there. You want to show that you can be personable and that you are very versatile. You're not just about the job itself, that you have a lot going on in your life too. There's other interests that you have to make you more interesting. So let's say this person, this candidate, this fictitious candidate we're thinking about gets the job. They get a phone call and they're offered the job. So what are some things that a candidate can do actually right after the interview? Are there any expectations of them?
So the interview, we used to, write a personal note. Okay, so get on the email and find out from the HR recruiter some emails, right? So and you send some direct thank yous to those interviewers, not group, individually. So if you spoke to John or Jane or Mary or whoever it is, a specific thing that they covered, and you cover that in the thank you for that. I remember, you mentioned this, and thank you for this. So you be very specific about those things. Those things you send the email to them. Some companies don't like to give you the email of the people who interviewed you, so they'll send it to the recruiter, and they will get it out to where it needs to be. So that's for after the interview. Now you have the job, right? So say thank you. Say thank you for the offer. Do I have to answer now, or could you give me at least 24 to 48 hours to respond to you on this, right? It's okay to do that, right? And if they insist, I need to know right now, again, you still have to make the decision of that's too fast, or you say, I do not make decisions like that. I need to think about it. Yeah. I need to pray about it. I need to consult. If you are unable to wait for that, then I'm sorry, this actually may not be the right job for me. You have to be able to be strong enough to say that, even though you might not have a job, you need to be able to understand it, because that's what you're going into. So now you've accepted the job. Now it's a matter of closing out where you were properly. Do you have a week? Do you have 2 weeks? Yeah. Some people might say, you could go today. different things like that.
Yeah,
and then
you'll
find
in
out,
advance.
know your start date in advance, know where you're going, that type of stuff. Is there any type of documents you have to do before gather that information, right?
Yes. Something else I wanted to mention, when you're in an interview, you can ask for, if it's in person, you can ask for business cards, just so you'll have, maybe their email address will be there, or if it's virtual, you can look at who was invited and their email address. You can hover over it, take it down so you can email them. It's just another way to get the information yourself instead of trying to add an extra layer to it and involve someone else.
Right. So, one of the things that I just want to mention is real quick. Someone I had offered up for an interview recently for another department, right? And they say, hey, this resume, the contact I had, this resume looks a little bit light for what we're looking for. I said, well, I really know this person has the skills. So I reached back out to the person applying, and they were like, well, this. And I was getting a couple of excuses. And I said to myself, either they're going to listen to me or not, but it's up to them regardless. And I said, well, if you can get me back an updated resume, an updated cover sheet or whatever it is, that's going to be also very important to talk about your skills because they're looking for that.
Sounds
it took
like
about 48 hours to get back. It was a second chance. Yeah. And to me, I would want to jump on it within that, like right now. It took about 24 to 48 hours to get back the response. I still sent it up, but it made me think, do I really want to back this person up that much if it was so lackadaisical in terms of getting that?
Yeah, take action quickly. There's a lot of competition out there, so that is a great point. Well, I just want to thank you so much for covering the entire process. I mean, there are a lot of things that maybe candidates don't think about, that little tiny things that actually can snowball into something bigger and could cause them a great opportunity. So I wanted them to hear that from an expert who has, again, 20 years plus of leadership and IT experience. So I truly appreciate you. Any last words for the audience?
The only thing I want to say, definitely be very, very comfortable, whether it be drinking something, having a meal, having that right, nutrition, hydration. It's important. Having a bottle of water while you interview is not a problem at all. But the best thing to do is how you present yourself and how you close it, and let it match. Let your audio and your video match, right? So what you say is what you can do, and how you look is exactly what you're about.
Good. That is awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Gary.
No, thank you. Congratulations again and on this podcast, and good luck. Best of luck to you and to all your candidates.
Thank you. We'll talk soon.
Make our content even better by emailing us or dropping a voice note at ask@qwalifize.com. That's ask@QWALIFIZE.com.